what about the role the Rihanna-Chris Brown incident played in at least raising consciousness about this whole issue, and the somewhat surprising reaction by some teenagers to the whole incident? Can we talk about that?
Sure. Yeah. I think the incident itself was presented, and unfortunately presented, a very teachable moment and an opportunity for schools and parents and all of us involved in this issue to raise our hands in a much bigger way and start to talk about these issues. The reaction of girls, however, to blame Rihanna was a huge reinforcement of the stigma that exists in our culture, this victim blaming. Again, I always say, people are constantly asking the victims, why did you stay, versus asking the perpetrator, why are you treating this person this way? Why are you abusing the person? And I think that was a really a perfect example of that. The girls blamed her. She must have, I heard girls myself, she must have started it. She must have done something.
She did start it. I mean, that's
right,
what they
right,
were saying. I mean, it's like, it had to have been
Wasn't
her.
that the report? I mean, again, that he got some text message or call from an old girlfriend. She got angry and was initially physical herself. And so I think that's why some people had a hard time. I don't think anyone justified the violence that he was responsible for, but it did seem to get a little murky in there, didn't it?
I think part of the problem with these issues generally is that it's always murky. The only people that really know what goes on is the two people that are involved. And I think, unlike drunk driving or any kind of disease, where you can ask somebody to go get this test, it's people and it's murky and it takes a long time to disentangle from these relationships, and it's very hard. It's what makes this issue so hard. But one thing that I said to this group of girls that I was talking to is, like, let's say she did start it and she hit him first. He has a choice right then and there. And his choice is to stop, to not hit her back. He can stop the car, he can get out, he could call the police, he could do 18 different things that don't include beating her up.
Right, and sort of the proof is in that mugshot where she was obviously, her face was severely beaten as a result of this incident. But do you think that obviously it was a terrible thing for her and, quite frankly, for him, I think, although it remains to be seen if it's going to have an impact one way or the other on his career. But do you think it did bring more attention to this issue, certainly?
Didn't the calls to the teen helpline go up? Way up after this. I mean, I think yes.
It brought more attention, but I think that the murkiness of it, it's a little bit, it brought a lot more attention, a lot more awareness, and certainly, probably to parents, which is really helpful because it will then allow them to realize that this is an issue when they talk to their kids about drugs and sex and drinking. Oh, you know what? This is something else I probably should talk to my kid about.